Boys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a killer video on deck. I want to break down essentially how to calculate your calories because I feel like there's a lot of confusion how to go about this the right way. How do we make sure our macros are really precise for, of course, muscle growth, but making sure we're hitting the nail on the head every single day. And this video is literally going to break down, precision for muscle growth, how we're going to go about calculating our calories and everything we need to do. As you guys can see here, we're going to talk about the lean aesthetic blueprint and how to do this and why the traditional bulking framework. I broke this down to a really cool visual. I'm going to go into a lot more detail. We're going to be understanding, how to go by our TDEE, our BMR, what it matters, why are we doing this, how to calculate for muscle growth, lean muscle versus standard bodybuilding or, the bulk. And then again, we're going to be adjusting our calorie intake based on our progress, how to avoid fat gain. So guys, this video is literally going to break down everything we need to do to understand what progress we need to make sure in regards to our calories and how we're going to literally put muscle building on autopilot. This is a really packed video, guys. I really go into everything in here. So please make sure you get a pen, paper, a doc, take notes on this because this is literally going to show you A to Z on how to calculate your calories and everything you need to know. So okay, guys, as I mentioned, we're going to break this video into 3 core concepts: understanding our TDE, our BMR, what it means, why it matters. Again, calculating for muscle growth, lean muscle versus standard bodybuilding or standard bulking, why it doesn't work and why we're going to use this approach. And then adjusting our calorie intake based on our progress to how to avoid fat gain. So let's get right into it. So first, let's really talk about our BMR and TDE and the full breakdown behind this. So we have to understand that our BMR is really important because it represents the number of calories our body needs at rest. Once we understand this, we can then, incorporate how active we are on top of our, our resting rate, which is really important to understand because if this is not done right, then everything essentially going to either be below our intake that we need for a day. So we're not going to be in the ability to build muscle, or it's going to be too high and we're going to pack on excess fat gain. So we have to make sure it's really precise on what we need. And next, we're going to talk about what is TDE. Obviously, you guys know, or now you know, it's total daily energy expenditure. And this is basically the total calories you need in a day, including the activities, including how active you are. But the biggest thing about this that I think a lot of people mess up is they either calculate it wrong or they get the wrong frameworks in mind to make sure they're not doing this consistently. That is a big problem because if you're not doing these, if this framework right now is wrong, everything you do after that is going to be wrong as well. And then you're going to just waste time seeing stagnant growth. You're not going to get in the muscle building framework and you're not going to pack on muscle the right way. So again, this is why this section right here is so important, because once you get this nailed down to like a T, which you guys will after this video, then you're going to know exactly what you need to do. And again, we're going to talk about why this essentially matters and it helps for muscle growth. Again, as you guys can see, it helps you plan your calorie intake for the day and allows us to maximize growth for, essentially a predictable rate for success to pack on muscle and to build it in the right way, because we're going to be in a calorie surplus to make sure we're not, we're going to first get our maintenance. We're then going to calculate our TDE. Then we're going to operate in a, calorie surplus to make sure we're packing on lean muscle consistently. And then we're going to just rinse and repeat and keep on stacking on top of this strong foundational framework that we're doing right here. So first, let's get right into it, guys. This is obviously like the bread and butter and stuff, calculating our calories from muscle precision. So guys, if we look at method number 1, I broke this down to 2 core methods that I do. So it gets it pretty much on the spot. There's no room for failure right here. So this is really cool what I do. So if you guys should literally steal this because I think this is like nailed down to a T. So the first point is, again, the pinpoint accuracy method I call, but it's honestly just nailing it down to the T. And basically this is what we're going to do. Everyone has homework here doing this because this is how you get it accurate. If you're going to take shortcuts, you only get shortcut answers, which then really don't work. So please do this, guys. It's not that much work, but it literally gets it on the spot. First thing you're going to do is download MyFitnessPal. It's a blue app. It's completely free. I'm sure a bunch of you guys know it. Just search MyFitnessPal. It's a blue icon app. It looks like Michael Jordan, dunking it. I don't know what the logo looks like. That's just the top of my head. But you'll see it's a blue app. You guys will see. Or you can use a paid version like cows.ai. This is, a newer version. It's really cool. It looks very nice. But either one's fine. If you're short on money, then do this one. But again, whatever your preference is. And it's going to understand where we're at. This is basically a calorie tracking software. It's like any food you could put in, you can understand how many, proteins, fats, and carbs, and how many calories in total. And then what we're going to do essentially is log everything we eat and our weight for 3 to 5 days to gather enough data. So what I want you guys to do is essentially is to literally do not change your eating habits, because guys, like, just literally just track what you eat, because then you can look at your progress from where you started to where you're gonna be, and then you're gonna say like, wow, like I ate so bad. And it's, you know, you're gonna see like your progress all the time. Don't fake it in the beginning, because you're just not gonna stick with it. You know what I mean? It's just there's no point. So again, what I want you guys to do is for 3 to 5 days, I think this is more than enough time. Just literally track everything you eat. You're going to need a food scale. You know, you're going to weigh your food. It's very simple, very easy. You can go on like YouTube and search a 30-second video on how to use your food scale. Most food scales have their own tutorial. You weigh it and then you literally just put it in the app itself. I didn't want to get into the details of that because, again, I didn't want a lot of people to get analysis paralysis. I didn't want to make this video 14 hours long. So please just literally search a 30-second video on how to literally weigh your food, and then just throw it into MyFitnessPal. And then at the end of the day, you're literally going to see your macros and your proteins, your carbs, and your fats, and your total calories. That's going to give us enough data for 3 days, and we're going to see where our calories are. The other thing I want you guys to do, which is on top of it, as you guys can see right here, I want you to weigh yourself, but precisely in the mornings, because what we're going to do is take our weight data point and then our calories. So say, for example, we weigh 177 and we ate 2,300 calories. Say for the second day, we ate 178 and we ate 2,600 calories. You can then see how our weight fluctuates up or down, and then how much our calories need to be increased or decreased to get it really spot on over a 5-day period, depending if you guys want to do it that way. Those are 2 essential data points that is literally going to show us like, okay, you know, this 176, 176, 177, 177, 178, whatever it is, you know, we'll take the average and then of course go about it. But that's going to just give us the pinpoint, like, okay, this pinpoint accuracy number gives us 2,500 calories for our maintenance weight. That's really good. The second part of what we're going to do is we're then going to add in our TDEE calculation, how active we are. And again, remember guys, this is based on your activity level and your daily step counts for more precision. I use the daily step count because I think it's more accurate, but it's just another way we can go about it. So what we're going to do is take that total number, 2,500, and then we're going to times it by one of these rates. And that's going to give us our TDEE, total daily energy expenditure, on what we're going to go about it. And this is going to essentially be our first foundational framework. And then we're going to add in the lean muscle calculation on top. So as you guys see here, it's pretty self-explanatory. Again, we categorize it as sedentary, little to no exercise, lightly, moderate, very active, and extremely active. And what I did, guys, what is a cool little trick that I do that I want you guys to know as well, is that basically, like, you could see your step count. So depending on what your step count is, this is a number you're going to choose. But what I want you guys to do is, once you choose, say if you choose something like this, so say like you're around, between 5K and 7K. But if you think you're on like the lower end, 4K, but I'm really at 5K, what I want you to do is take both numbers, so times it 1.2 and then times it by 1.375, and you're going to get a range of, say, like, I don't know off the top of my head, but like 2,700 and 3,000. And then that's going to give you a real good range of like, okay, that's pretty precise, pretty on. It's just more of honestly a buffer. But if you think you're pretty spot on here, then this is going to be your number. So again, like 2,500 times 1.2, that's going to be your number. So I'll straight up for you guys, like 2,500 times 1.2 equals, and then this would be data point 1. And then what you can also do is say like 2,500 times 1.375 data point 2. And again, this is just a buffer, but you can have both of these, and then this will be kind of your macro precision on what you need to be for your TDE. Again, this is just more of a buffer than anything else, but if you think it's spot on right here, then just use this data point. And then kind of reference it. Again, you have, again, the genre right here, or like, the title, and which one thinks best with you. And then you also have your step count. And then this is going to give us our first data point right here. So again, guys, choose the one that's best for you. I try to break down as simple as possible, so it really shouldn't be that much work. I'm gonna just remove this just so the spacings get all messed up on this, so it's easy for you guys to see. And then again, guys, that's gonna be our total for the day right here. So whatever you guys just calculated that between your maintenance and then times that by the rate, you're gonna be all set. Now we're going to take, so we have data point number 1, and now we're going to do data point number 2, and then we're going to compare both side by side. So again, guys, there's a free complete option that you guys can literally use, a BMR and TDEE calculator online. All you literally do is go on Google, you search it, TDEE calculator. I literally took screenshots so you guys can follow step by step. You're going to, of course, type in your information right here. This is kind of the prompts. And then as you can see right here for activity, you have what we saw right here up here. So I would use this as a reference as your step count because I think it gives you the best way. You could take both data points as we did before to help get a more accurate presentation. So again, guys, like if it was 2,500 times 1.2, that's our number. And then we go to 2,500 times 1.375. That's our number as well. And then now we have 2 data points. And then you're going to also have, again, 2 data points for this, and you can put them side by side. So say, for example, you're like 26 to 2,700 or 26 to 2,800, and then you have like 2,500 to 2,700. You can see it's going to be pretty spot on, give or take like 100 calories or 200 calories. That's pretty spot on, and you're going to have your exact number. And then as you start to see your weight either increase or decrease based off this number, it's going to be spot on, and we're going to be all set. So again, guys, those are both data points. The only reason I kind of like threw this in because I think the step count is just like a more accurate way to go about it. So just you do both, whatever's best for you. If you only want to do one, that's fine. I just think you should do both. This literally takes like 4 seconds. And again, both options, you should have 2 relatively close data points to know exactly where you're at. Remember, option number 1 will be a little more accurate, but both should be, will help you get spot on. This may be a little bit off depending on the information you guys put in. But guys, this should be pretty spot on. So those are 2 really good ways to go about it. So now we have our maintenance. Now we have our total daily energy expenditure, what we're doing today. Now we have to move on to the next phase, which is calculating for muscle growth. And then we're going to talk about the lean muscle approach. And then we're going to talk about standard bodybuilding or bulking and why this honestly sucks, as you guys know. But basically, essentially, what we're going to do is make sure for a lean aesthetic approach, we're going to put anywhere from a 200 to 300 calorie surplus above our maintenance or you know, that number we just had before. All right, maintenance plus TDEE, just so no one's confused. So say that number, you know, we had was 2,800 to 3,000 because it's in a range. So now we have this answer right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and then we're going to add 200 to 300 calories over. And remember, guys, I put both just to show you how wrong one side is. So obviously, guys, when you go over this amount, you're going to get more excess fat. It's going to go in the wrong place. It's going to go in your cheeks. I look mad funny. It's going to go in your stomach. It's going to go in your hips. It's just not going to be the right way. You're going to pack on more fat. So guys, the only way you guys should be doing this is doing a lean approach of 200 to 300 calories over. So again, you know, we could do it from 2,800. You're going to see with your data point, just add plus, you know, 200/3, depending on this. And that's going to give you your total amount. On what you should be going with. Again, guys, you're going to see what they're doing. You're going to see how your weight fluctuates based on the calorie intake, based off your energy expenditure. So this is going to just give it to you literally spot on. So you're going to add the 200 to 300 calories above maintenance. And this is going to be, you know, the number we need for predominantly building muscle. That's it. That's it. That's simple. Again, as you guys see, I use 2,600, but basically, you know, do this plus, you know, this, and this gives you the total as well. I just kind of written out just so no one gets confused at all. Again, I use 2,600 here. I think for here, I use 28 to 3,000. You guys get the point. Just literally plot it in, and then we should be all set. So that's, you know, that's everything we need right here. Then I break this down to a little more detail on why we're going to go about this, you know, the ways we did it and why it's so important. So step number 2 is iterate and adjust based off data. So again, guys, once we get this number, this is only the beginning, but we need to be tracking it. We need to understand how we're getting these results. And again, tracking softwares like MyFitnessPal is going to make sure we can understand how we progress over time. Guys, if you do this in the beginning, you just don't track, how do you expect yourself to get the best results if you're not putting the effort in? It's really not that work. Because, again, guys, like, remember, half-assing it only gives you half-ass results. I have to be real with you, because if you're not going to put in the work, guys, you don't deserve the results. I, again, didn't put in the work, you know, some parts. I didn't know the stuff that I'm showing you right now. I just didn't know. And essentially, I wasted my time. I don't want you guys to go through the same mistakes I went through. Why? I'm telling you not to do it. So please don't do it. And again, I went through the hurdle of wasting my time, and I don't want that for you boys. So just please don't do it. So, and then we're going to talk about, And now, of course, we just touched on that. But again, guys, I want to talk about why there's only one way to go about this, which is the approach. I want to break down this diagram because I put some time into it, and I think it's just going to really clear up a lot of misconceptions and why this way is the only way to do it. So again, guys, let's talk about it. The benefits of choosing a lean aesthetic approach, as you can see right here. So as you guys can see, we have skills, strong foundation, and a rinse and repeat in system forever. What's the benefits of this, Alex? I'm going to tell you boys, don't worry. So it not only is going to buy back your time and guarantee results, internal and externally, you're not only going to get lifelong skill sets and, basically become the identity of a high morale 24/7, you're going to be the person who has everything they need to rinse and repeat the system. And the reason you want to do a lean aesthetic blueprint or the approach that, 200 to 300 calories over, obviously there's more nuances into it. It's not like, you do this, you're going to get all the results. It's a strong foundational framework. But again, guys, the more you learn, the more you grow, the more information you're going to stack on top of this framework. And this is why this framework we have to start with is because, guys, when we start, we need to understand that if we're going to do something, you want the results right away. Obviously, you're not going to get the perfect results, but you want to see like small wins, momentum builders. And when you're doing a standard bulk, basically what the standard bulk is, you're not going to be in a high morale because you're going to look fat. The second thing is it's going to be hard for you to really see results because you're going to have so much excess calories covering your muscle gain that it's going to take the process to like fun to unenjoyable because the way you look is the way you feel. For me, I want to look lean, ripped, and still pack on muscle. And this approach, it's nearly impossible because you're eating so many excess calories. And again, guys, like the whole point of this is, again, it buys back your time to guarantee results. You want to be doing this the right way because once you do it the right way and you know how to do it, you're going to rinse and repeat the system for the rest of your life. You're going to know how to look shredded. You're going to know how to pack on muscle. You're going to know how to look good. You're going to know what to eat. You're going to know how to train, all this different stuff. And if you could do it now, again, you're going to only buy back your time. You're going to look good or feel good internally. And of course, externally, you're going to be ripped. And again, you're going to just gain lifelong skill sets, and this is your identity that you're going to essentially become because once you do something for so long, it's going to become you. It's just going to become automatic. And the more you kind of enable this progress in the beginning, of course, guys, you're going to go through failure. It's going to be hard. Everyone goes through stuff. If you don't think that's how life works, then I hate to break it to you, but that is how life works. So pay your dues now, and I promise you it's going to help. But I just want you guys using the right frameworks because there's so much stuff online that, you gotta bulk, then you gotta cut, and then you gotta waste all your time to see limited results. No. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna gain the right skill sets. We're gonna gain the right information. We're gonna do everything that we talked about today. And of course, really understand how we're gonna do this. Guys, I break this video down in a lot more detail down below on how to pack on 15 pounds of lean aesthetic muscle. That video kind of goes into really a deep understanding of this, but I don't want to make this video 15 hours long. So I'll link it down below if you want to check that out. Again, it's only more information on top of this, but this is literally how to do your calories for muscle building, literally automated. So that covers this. And then I want to break this down a little bit more detail of why this sucks. So again, not only do you get limited results with high drawbacks of displeasure and internal morale, again, you're going to get an outdated system that only draws more problems than solution, high maintenance, puts you inside an endless pendulum of repetitive cycles that leads to wasted time, limited results. So again, guys, let's touch on the first point. Limited results, high drawbacks of displeasure, and internal morale. You're going to look fat. Again, you're not going to be doing it the right way because your frameworks essentially is, let's get as big as possible. Let's hit this number in the scale. It looks like, let's hit 200. But let's look like shit in the meantime and let's not learn how to do it. Just eat whatever we want. I mean, why? Why would you ever do this? The only reason you want to do this is because you want to have an ego and be like, I weigh 250, but I still look like shit. Again, rather you guys take a quality over quantity approach, not quantity over quality, and do it the right way so you look good, you look ripped, you know the skill sets, you have a strong foundation, and you can rinse and repeat this system for the rest of your life, and it becomes you. I'd rather you do much of that, but if you don't, then I don't even know what to say. Because, again, you're going to just be wasting your time and get limited results. And you're going to be in this endless, recycle of just doing the same crap over and over again that's going to make you quit. Why? You know what I mean? There's just, once I feel like once you guys are able to see it from this way, like me explain this, I feel like it's just why would people ever do this? It's just so stupid. And I because I didn't know in the start. I was doing whatever it took to pack on muscle, but I didn't have something like this really breaking it down to the detail. So again, guys, what this literally does is literally put you in an endless cycle, because you're going to be wasting your time, limiting results, and you're going to just be doing this over and over again. Because again, guys, we calculate our macros the right way. This sets us up for success. The only way where you guys mess up is if you chose this approach. That's the only way. So please do not do that. It's just not going to be sustainable. It's going to make you quit, essentially. It's an outdated system that only draws more problems than solutions. High maintenance. So basically what I mean by high maintenance is that when you go from your bulk to your cut, you're going to have to slash your calories. You're going to have to feel like shit. You're not going to have good results, and it's going to waste a lot of time, because you're essentially, have to shred off this fat that you put so much excess fat on. So it's just like the system starts falling apart, and you really have to know what you're doing, because if you don't, you're going to just look fat and then just not have any results. And then it's going to put you inside an endless pendulum of doing, of course, the repetitive cycle that leads to wasted time, limited results. So basically, you're going to be stuck in the same cycle if you haven't already quit, which a lot of people in this case quit because they didn't see any results and they look and feel like shit. So I hope that breaks this down into a little more detail. I hope this diagram really shows them why there's only one answer and why this is like the only way you should do it as a skinny guy, of course. And then calorie adjustments and enhancers, again, monitor progression for optimal results. So again, guys, rule number 1, MyFitnessPal, always making sure your calorie adjustments and progress indicators. I think you should always be doing progress pictures. You should be tracking yourself in an Excel tracker for your calories, your macros, and to your overall growth, see how much muscle you're packing on. This is just, guys, the more data you have, the more you can iterate, see patterns, see what's working for your body, and see what you could really get. It's the key to results. And if you're not tracking your stuff, I know it's a pain in the ass. I know it sucks, guys, but it's really the way you want it. If you want unreal results, if you want to look like ripped, just do the stuff. I'm telling you, you'll thank yourself later. Stop taking shortcuts. Everyone has to grow up at some point, and this is just you getting ahead of the curve. I'm just telling you the hard reality, because I wasted a lot of time not doing this stuff. Again, you're gonna some of the stuff is like progress plateaus. If you do go through this, increase your calories by 1 to 200 if you're stuck. Optimal sleep 7 to 9 hours, and then eating late meals. I found like this is like another thing. Like if you're eating off your schedule and you're just eating late and it's not essentially the best food, this kind of hinders, of course, progress plateaus. And I think it just plays the factor of it. So please don't do that. And then I just broke down the lean, just like steady rates that you guys should look at. For an aesthetic lean approach, you should be looking anywhere from 0.5 to 1 pound per week, so 2 to 4 pounds per month. Realistically, guys, everyone's body is different. So again, you could be gaining, 4 to 5 of lean muscle. It just depends on your body, but make sure you use these frameworks. And then these frameworks up here will determine how much you put in right here. But again, I can't tell you on the spot because I don't know your body. I don't know, how everything processed. I don't know you too well. So these are general frameworks that you guys should go around. And again, standard bodybuilding or, bulking approach, 1 to 2 pounds per week, 4 to 8 pounds per month. Obviously, as you see, this overlaps, but again, this is just, I kind of gave you guys a little, it should have been a little higher, honestly, but it's basically, this part right here. If you bumped it up to this much, you're going to be gaining a lot of weight. Just to keep it simple, to essentially keep it short. And it's just not the proper way to do things. So please, I can't say enough. Just don't do that. It's just you're just going to look terrible, if I'm being honest. So that's the one thing I just really want to keep on repeating, because I don't want you guys to waste your time. I want the best for you boys, and it's been a long journey for me. And if I could save you guys some shortcuts, that's one of the shortcuts I wish I knew. And again, guys, I also actually broke in a video. If you're someone who has been stuck in this, progress plateaus, I've created a whole video on how to get over progress plateaus, because I can bring in so many questions on this. I'll also link that video down below. I want to give you boys everything you need to succeed. This is literally the stuff I wish I saw earlier, because I really think I'd be here in half the time. So I've created a whole video breaking down progress plateaus for muscle growth, how to go about it, and what you need to do. So I hope that video helps as well. And then, guys, remember, standard benchmarks are, as we saw right here, but true progress is shown from your picks and your data points. So your personalized system for success. So basically tracking your stuff, having an Excel tracker, understand where your macros are, seeing where your weight is, your progress pictures. This is just more stuff to kind of get feedback loops of what's happening. You're seeing progress. Don't just calculate these calories and just go about it and just be like, whatever. It's going to break. You're just not going to stick with it. And you're not going to get the best results. I'm telling you, just please do it the right way. And this system breaks everything down. Guys, I really broke it down to the T. So boys, I hope this video was helpful. I hope this is everything you need to calculate your calories for precision muscle growth, but the lean aesthetic way. Of course, like, you guys want to get ripped, you guys want to look great, you want to get the optimal results, build a strong foundation, everything you need to succeed. This essentially is the video for you, and I hope this kind of broke down exactly on how to go about it in detail, because I think, like, I really didn't understand this stuff starting out, and I think if I had a better understanding, I think I would have taken different moves a different way on how I went about getting my physique and just doing certain stuff in regards to my nutritional lifestyle, and like, this would have given me a better, strong foundation to start with. So I hope you boys literally got that, and I hope that everyone could literally go off and just enhance their results and apply this stuff to their life right away. So I'm losing my voice, guys. I'm pretty shot, so it's pretty late by me recording this. So again, if you have any questions, comments, or anything down below you guys want me, make a video about, or you really liked, please leave it. Let me know. And my message to help anyone really achieve their dream body. If I could, be anything to help you guys get there a lot quicker, that's literally my goal with this channel, because again, I've been on both sides. I choose this side all the time, the lean way, aesthetic way, and I want you boys to get there with me, and I'll do anything I can to literally help you guys get there. So I hope this channel just literally does that for you. So again, guys, we'll see you in the next video on the channel. I'm pretty shot, but enjoy, and we'll see you then. Cheers.